this is going to be a wicked first trip of the year. We'll go to Brussels, the capital. It'll be beautiful. It's got to be the place ever. Right, so we arrive in Belgium, wake up the day after, and it's like the purge. Well, like bombs going off from that. We didn't know what it was.
Yeah, there was. They'd not done their pyrotechnic safety course. There was lots of kind of loose fireworks going off people's feet.
Stopped planes flying. Stopped trains.
It looked good on the Instagram. That, we've just landed in Belgium, and what the going on?
I'm Adam.
And I'm Josh.
And order is restored because of what you just heard. I'm Josh. Josh is back.
Hello.
Sister Beard has disappeared. She's been banished to the wastelands of Spinsterville. And we're back to, if not entertain you, then just, make noise for an hour. How you been, mate?
Good, man. Yeah, I did see a couple of comments wishing for me to be gone forever, which I don't know how that happened, given that I've been there for 150 episodes, yet she steps in my spot for one, and they're like, get rid of Josh.
It's interesting that, isn't it? Because normally, like, variety people kind of they react negatively to, but seemingly you disappear, somebody else takes your place. And
I've not listened to the podcast, but I got a bit of a rundown from George just how it went, and it sounds like we won't be doing that ever again.
I think it turned around. Would you agree?
I thought it was, in the sense that, like, it's funny for me to see people bicker. I thought it was funny because like, my sister comes on the episode, that the whole time we're going to be bickering because I'm like her older brother.
Yeah.
The funny thing is I did actually see some of the comments, and some people I think that probably have an IQ below room temp don't realize what it's. Maybe they're only children, don't realize what it's like to be siblings. I spent the whole time teasing her and her doing the same thing in return. I thought there was some parts. I watched little bits of it back, and I thought some parts of it were actually quite funny. But I don't know. It's not everyone's cup of tea, I guess.
See, when you started the podcast, you were like, "Fuck's sake, why are we doing this?" And then by the end of it, I think you saw why we were doing it.
Yeah, because that's the thing is when your whole life is on display, I know Jen's going to come on and say a bunch of embarrassing stuff. Like, naturally, I'm going to be a little bit kind of reluctant at the start, but I don't know. People just take stuff too seriously. I think most people probably enjoyed it.
She didn't say too much besides the fact that you poo naked,
which
just
is
with
fine.
socks on.
Yeah, is that true?
No, well, actually, we established on the podcast that like it's just like if I'm at home,
you'll poo naked.
I don't take my socks off, but I prefer to be like not have a t-shirt on or trousers or anything like that.
But you walk around in your underpants anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
It's a bit of a quirk, but I think people thought it was weird, which is cool. I mean, like, I am weird, so.
Should we do the actual YouTube comments then?
Let's go.
It's time for a YouTube comment from you.
By the way, if you see me picking my thumb a lot today, it's because I stripped her. It's not too bad now. See, I've recovered. It's because I stripped a layer of skin off my thumb playing a driving range in Belgium somewhere. Anyway, that was not my choice, by the way.
All right, first comment from Feck Neddy.
Feck Neddy?
Look, I know Jen has just been nice to her brother, but could she please stop asking him onto her podcast?
That's good.
Next comment from Tim Knew Me. If Jen wasn't in the podcast, I wouldn't have watched it. She's been in a lot lately.
Yeah.
Well, like I think three. Maybe three in like the last month, actually, yeah.
She's been in loads.
Yeah, all right, fair.
Yeah, well, she can feel free to
now.
take over my job full time.
Next comment from Hedgie Mum. I get the feeling that Adam isn't keen on his sister being part of the podcast. He's been really pissy the last 2 weeks. I actually really enjoy the show when she's on. She's entertaining and funny.
Yeah, that's me.
She's a good egg. She's a good egg.
I think we had a few comments where people were saying, because you're bickering the whole podcast, you might think, well, people might find that annoying or whatever, but actually people were like, I wish I had that with my sibling. Yeah. Or some people aren't as close to their siblings as you guys are. So
yeah, we're very close. Actually, a lot of people didn't react that way. A lot of people were calling me mean and nasty and stuff like that because presumably they don't understand how a brother-sister relationship.
Have you seen them memes on Instagram reels where it's like the brother walks into a sister's room, he'll like burst the door up and knock off shit offside, fart, stick ones up and walk back out the door,
and then leave the door open.
Yeah, I've never done anything quite that severe, but yeah.
And last comment from Alexis84. Adam really needs to watch the episodes with Jen in them. you could actually learn something from her. Turns out she's killing it at this podcasting thing. She's carrying the show.
Nobody's killing it at this podcast. This podcast isn't in the realm of killing anything, is it?
Only my will to live.
She does have potential to get her own podcast, though.
I agree. I do think she does, yeah.
Pack it in, lads. Are you fucking smoking something?
So what should we talk about, George? Should we go chronologically backwards?
We've got a lot to talk about this week. A lot's happened.
It's been
since
chaos,
the last
man.
I'm trapped in this. Trapped in this car. I can't get out of it.
Straight jacket.
The sleeves are cuffed for some unknown reason. Sorry, go ahead. I'm disrupting the show.
We recently, so we'll go chronologically backwards. Went to Belgium.
Chronologically backwards.
Yeah.
So not chronologically.
Yeah, it's chronologically in reverse. Went to Belgium. We did the live show. I went skiing. That's when Jen came on. Did what else happened before that?
That's the majority
right.
of points.
Should we start with Belgium?
Let's start with Belgium.
We did our trip to Belgium. We got there. In my head, I was like, right, we're going to go. I've been to Bruges. You've been to Bruges, George?
No.
Beautiful. Been to Bruges?
Never.
Good film, though.
Beautiful.
In Bruges.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was like, this is going to be a wicked first trip of the year. We'll go to Brussels, the capital. It'll be beautiful. It's got to be the shittest place ever.
Shit in terms of
Everything.
Everything.
is it just a boring place, or is it like,
it's
Fuck all
a
to do.
massive city.
Dirty.
Really dirty.
Food stinks. I don't mean it's shit. I don't mean that it stinks. You want to add some stuff to that?
well, if you,
Traffic was horrendous. Road layouts were horrendous. Somehow, when we went to Germany last, the time before, I remember we got stuck because the fucking Germans went on strike, and we landed, got a text, and it was like, you will live in Germany now. We were stuck there. Right, so we fucking arrive in Belgium, wake up the day after, and it's like the purge. This fucking
Steady. I mean, you've been a little bit hyperbolic there. there was a march over pension reforms. Calm down.
Yeah, we didn't know. There were like bombs going off from that. We didn't know what it was.
Yeah, there was. They'd not done their pyrotechnic safety course. There was lots of kind of loose fireworks going off at people's feet.
Stopped planes flying, stopped trains.
It looked good on the Instagram. That, we've just landed in Belgium, and what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
it shows how little research we do in the places that we go, because that was the first morning. And we had to get out of the city for the first challenge. But it was pretty chaotic. And I also turned up in full regalia of the protesting. Like, I don't often wear the colour red.
Yeah.
What did we figure out? That red? What did red mean?
I think that might be like the Socialist Party.
So you should not have been wearing red.
What?
Given what I know about your political alignment.
Nah. I'm just like, I sit firmly in the middle and just joke about the extremes. Joke on the extremes.
Well, we blended in. It was like, I made the joke, it was a bit like Assassin's Creed, like we just kind of assimilated into the crowd. And we just kind of stayed near Josh because he was wearing red and everyone seemed to be wearing red.
Honestly, man, it was like fucking fireworks everywhere. It was nuts.
Did they get what they wanted in the end? Oh,
no, I don't know, but I do know that the socialists of Belgium seemingly have no conscience when it comes to widespread littering, because the next day there was rubbish fucking everywhere.
For the rest of the time there, like it was like there were no road sweepers or all. It were just there were more rubbish like outside of the bins. The bins were empty, but then there was just a pile of rubbish near the bins. There were fucking scooters overturned and forklift trucks on the side. Honestly, mate, it were bonkers. But luckily, I'd booked us the nicest hotel in Belgium accidentally.
Yeah. It was hella swanky. Yeah.
Did it have an airplane in it?
No airplane, but it did have like it was very bougie, wasn't it?
Yeah, really bougie.
Yeah, the rooms were like mad. You had like a little dial next to your bed to like put it in like night mode, and like, you could slowly wake yourself up by the shutters going up. Where you had like a little kind of fake kind of punk Renaissance picture on the wall, which was held on by porcelain hands. Very, very swanky. Had a nice little kind of weird AI camera thing at the door. I don't know if you got any videos of that, but you remember you went in and you stood in front of this camera.
I thought you meant in the room. I'm like,
and no, in the lot.
AI wanks.
Never mind. There was this thing where it turned you into a cartoon on the wall, and like a weird nightclub on the top floor. And
well, yeah, we went to the nightclub on the last night.
That sounds pretty cool.
Fucking terrible. It's like being in like a really shit kind of European gangster flick. Like everyone's wearing suits and you don't really know why.
Yeah.
Right.
I felt like we were in like the last scene in like Taken or something where you're going through the nightclub and you know you're not supposed to be there. And I went into the toilets for a piss and there was a shelf at about chest height, which I can only assume is for you to put your phone on while you're having a poo.
Put your phone on.
It was covered in white powder. So like,
was it actually?
Yeah,
I thought you were taking a piss.
like if you look at the video on my Instagram, you can see little specks of white powder. I'm like, these are actively like encouraging Class A use. But so Philip came and joined us, the German.
What's the legalities of any drugs over there?
I imagine it's pretty illegal as cocaine everywhere.
I don't think it's legal anyway, Josh.
What about weed?
I don't think that's legal either. I could be wrong about that, but cocaine certainly isn't.
Yeah, we invited German Philip over because he assisted in the booking of the excursion, and we couldn't get into the nightclub until midnight. And obviously that's way past my bedtime anyway. So we got into, with much persuasion from Philip, we got into the nightclub, and they only said, so Philip agreed that we were going to go sit at this table, but it turns out it were like VIP, behind a red rope, bottle service. But he'd agreed with this concierge or whatever that we didn't have to do bottle service. But then the waiter came over and I said, you've got to do bottle service, which means you've got to buy a fucking £1,000 bottle of vodka.
I did not understand. I thought it just meant bottles of beer, which I was very happy with.
He's like, can I have a fucking Amstel?
Yeah, I didn't get it, but I don't. That was a very weird.
So we swiftly got booted out of that area and got put into like the Povo area, which are actually much better. Yeah. But ultimately, at that point, we weren't even
past it.
Yeah, way past it. The Bluets were shit-faced from the night before.
Yeah.
What happened the night before?
So the night before, it was the accidental night out of the trip where we went. We went to this one pub, didn't we? And we drank pussy beers. This is what the
I think I've seen them.
They weren't called that. They were very delicious cherry beers, which halfway after we'd ordered 4 or 5 rounds of them, the barman kind of said like, guys, if you order those here, people will call you pussies. And he's like, oh no, get me like a really strong, get me a Duval 8%. And I'm like, oh whatever, it tastes nice. You didn't say that. I'm exaggerating, but like, yeah.
I like another round of pussy beers. I like fully bought in. It was like 3%. It tastes like pop. But these boys did have a Duval, which is like 9%. I watched them fucking chewing on it, mate. They couldn't even get it out.
It was like if you
Duval.
It tasted like burnt badger hair. You know what I mean? Like it was so ropey. Ate that, but the cherry beer was nice.
Yeah, and because Tom came on the trip with us for no reason whatsoever, he was effectively the apprentice, and because all he did was speak about golf for the week leading up to this trip, and then when we got there, I said, if you speak anything of golf balls, clubs, fucking fairways, whatever,
W golfs,
yeah, you're gonna have to do a shot. So I had accrued about fucking 10 instances of him talking golf that day, and just started lining up whiskey shots for him. So we got Tom Blewett bumholed on fucking whiskey.
Bumholed.
He had about 5 or 6 shots of whiskey. Then Josh decided to jump on board, but turns out Josh is a bit like a Mowgli, where if you get them wet, they turn to fucking Mogwai, sorry. And they turn to a gremlin.
From fucking Jungle Book. Getting your pop culture references wrong there.
So Josh is similar. He's a really nice guy, like a little teddy bear, but if you give him whiskey, he turns into the fucking devil. So
that's a bit extreme.
We know not to ever give Josh whiskey again. And then we actually did go play golf.
But you didn't do any shots yourself, though, did you?
We did. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I was trying to stay reasonably in reasonably good shape because I knew Phil was coming the next day and he's flying a long way and probably wanted a big session.
And we had to do.
He had a shit session
anyway.
We had a shit session anyway. But at this point, it's like late on in the night, and we are filming at midday the day after.
Yeah.
But them two just didn't get the memo about that and got absolutely shite. But then we went and played golf.
Yeah.
So I'll let Adam tell us.
Actual golf or like
went to a driving range.
Went to a driving range. It was full of spaghetti, which was actually not what I wanted to do. But we went to a driving range somewhere in Belgium. I don't know where it was. And got 400 balls for some reason. But yeah, then I think what Josh wants me to tell you is that we had a little bet that we had 50 quid in it first.
Yeah.
That I'd marmalise him in the longest drive.
Because Adam was obviously saying he used to play like golf competitions, play with his dad. He was really good at golf.
No, I didn't say
You actually
really
said
good.
you were like a young Tiger Woods. That's what you said.
No, I didn't say that, you fucking liar. I just thought, I was of the opinion, I mean, your swing is fucking dire, but you were Happy Gilmore in it down the fairway.
He's got long arms.
So, yeah, so he didn't hit the longest ball of the day.
Look at this career going back on it.
But if you let me finish, he fully swept the floor. He won the first 50 of three balls, and then I said double or quits, and he won longest on the next one. I couldn't hit a fucking thing. So yeah, he won fair and square, and I'm happy to say that he did. And I'm hoping just that we can have maybe a little 9 holes maybe in summertime, and then I'll just put him back in his box.
Or I win again.
Play an actual game of skill.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing is, so on the last double of quits for 100 quid, which I'm assuming you brought the cash for the handover on the podcast?
No, I haven't. Since I've...
I'll just tack it on invoice.
you put it in the invoice.
We the last hit of the day, he fucking goes like, I leathered it down fairway. I'm like, all right, I think I'm doing all right here. He went for the last ball and he whacked it and ripped all the fucking skin off his thumb.
Because obviously you're supposed to wear a glove, right? Nobody had a glove. And I'm thinking, right, if I'm going to win this thing, I've got to absolutely John Daly this motherfucker. And I didn't. I think I ended up fucking topping it or something, but tore the whole... It doesn't look that bad now, but it looked pretty bad at the time, right?
Minging, mate.
So
It was literally like de-gloved himself playing golf.
Fresh bit of skin underneath. But yeah, all fun and games.
Then he had to go to the chemist, get some TCP, and his thumb strapped up for like last couple of days, didn't you?
Got some plaster, yeah.
But it was a good little trip, to be fair. 3 good videos, 2 good videos, and 1 all right video. The video we went for was the all right video.
Yeah. So good job we did the other ones.
Yeah, and but the 2 ones they did before that, poor kid tore his mouth to shreds.
Oh yeah. If nothing else, you're gonna have to add some like in the edit for the one we shot first. You're gonna have to add some like dramatic orchestral war music, like. Because at the end I'm like, oh my god, it must have been like it's supposed to be like a 2.5 kilo burger, or something.
Yeah.
So like just shy of 6 pound burger, right? And then I'm thinking a couple of chips, and it ends up being like about another 2 pounds of fucking chips or more. So I'm just like,
Oh, the Hard Rock Cafe'd you.
No, they didn't. I think I just underestimated it.
Yeah.
A, and B, I think it's just the chips are very, very. They were a lot of hard work, you know.
They were really nice chips. So when we got there and we pulled up, it smelled like a UK like fish and chip shop. So the chips were really nice, but as soon as they turned cold, they turned into like
I should have eaten the
lead
chips
filings.
First. Yeah, I should have eaten the chips first actually. If I had known, but you know, I'm a creature of habit. But like, I think the videos from the vibe I got, I didn't think the only thing I thought was like maybe a little weak was the one that I really wanted to do. And the actual challenge tasted good, but like I don't know if there's that much in the way of interaction there. But the other 2, there were lots of people around, which is always cool for entertainment value, you know.
How was the flights to and from?
Oh yeah, I mean that started off dramatically as well because the other way to, I'm not really one for organisation.
Planning is fucking atrocious. It's miraculous these all go to plan. I've realised how fucking dog shit this bloke is at actually planning anything.
Well, chill out, lad. We got it done, didn't we? I booked the wrong airport.
We did a live show, so
yeah, I booked.
That wasn't the big deal. It's the fact that you booked me on like the non-priority, so I couldn't take anything on there apart from like my fucking body.
So Ryanair, you've got to pay for everything, including a piss. And I thought I'll try and keep the invoice down for Adam. So I booked.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
you liar.
I fucking did. I booked as nice.
I fucking did.
The nicest seats on a Ryanair, but then you've got to pay for baggage. Like,
there are no nice seats on Ryanair. You book the front row.
Yeah, that's the nicest seat. But you've got to pay for baggage. But that also gives you priority boarding.
Anyway,
I didn't think Adam was going to bring a camera bag. He brought a camera bag. So there were 3 of us with priority boarding. Adam didn't have it. Fucking hell. So then we had to get... We paid for him. So we paid for him to get like the priority thing. And then there was,
I paid?
Well, he paid. Who gives a fuck? He paid for fucking
He's using the royal we now. Right, I don't think this is that big of that interesting story. It's something else in the agenda. We don't want to talk about the whole, like, every intricate part of the Belgian trip. Long story short, I get on the plane with a bag just because I argued a bit. That's really the long and short of it. Is there anything else that we need to talk about outside Belgium? Because I feel like we spent about 20 minutes talking about that.
How long's it been?
Yeah, about 20 minutes.
That's it. Shit, the bed. We better
Should
crack
we
on.
talk about the live show then and how that went?
I think it's mine. Mine's buzzing there at the table, man.
is it?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Right, nobody loves me.
we did a live show.
We did a live show.
We completed the live show.
Yes, yeah.
How do
Completed
you think it went, mate?
Insofar as the people that paid good money to come watch me talk for some reason seemed to all enjoy it, given all the messages I got afterwards, I am happy.
That's all that matters then, isn't it? Hooray, we
did it.
CGI confetti.
I don't have applause.
You should really have that on there, I think.
I know.
Yeah, no, it went really well. I think it was. We did the rehearsals on the Saturday. Then we tried to do like a sound check in which I couldn't get a sentence out, which terrified the life out of me.
Yeah, it's funny. I never seen Josh like
Scared.
Yeah, nervous or scared about stuff. And he actually, at the risk of embarrassing me, he did seem fucking terrified in the dressing room. I'm like, why is he so worried? What the fuck? So, but that kind of like hit. I was like, oh shit, man, Josh is worried. Should I be worried? No, whatever.
It was one of them where like it's completely unknown for us, isn't it, to attempt to do a stage show.
Yeah.
And the fact that we had to split it into 2 acts as well.
Yeah,
you know,
we didn't do that before.
Yeah, that's never been done before. So it was scary. But funnily, when I had like 2 or 3 minutes on stage before I called Adam out. And I immediately dropped my cards. Did you see?
We joked about that. In the end, all these kind of cue cards, like fucking Philip Schofield. And he dropped them on the. I said, "Oh, don't drop your cards," and then he actually dropped them.
So I had to wing it, free ball it. I had like interaction with the crowd. We did like a bit of a fun game to see who travelled furthest. So I had to kind of just wing what. Obviously, I remembered it, winged it.
And we fucked that up.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't think of this. You took people. You said who's
The
come the
audience
furthest.
Yeah.
And you said who's come further than 2,000 miles, and somebody from Denmark still remains standing.
Yeah.
Which is not 2,000 miles away. Meaning that the person that came actually did come a long way from America. Although she didn't come just specifically for the podcast. Did not actually get the prize.
But yeah, we gave people opportunity throughout the show to win physical cash prizes. So that lady won 100 quid, and then we did some more games throughout the night. But overall, it was what?
I thought when you walked out, Adam, you tripped on carpet.
You did.
Did I?
You did a little trip.
Yeah. Fucking drop foot. I don't remember that, but like I don't remember too much of the evening actually.
Yeah, Josh dropped his cards. You tripped on a carpet.
Yeah.
It went really well.
Good start.
Everyone seemed to enjoy it. The second half went a lot. Obviously, it was supposed to be shorter.
So for those that did not attend, which is probably most of the people listening right now, the format of the show was like first half.
Yeah, the first half, basically it was going to be. We were looking back at it was an evening with Beard Meets Food, so we looked back at his career through a series of questions, montages, and anecdotes. Which the first act was actually supposed to be 45 minutes, but it took us 80 minutes in rehearsals and 70 minutes on the night. So you got bang for your buck. You got the money there. We had a 20-minute interval and then came back out.
I said, let's Guns N' Roses this shit and just keep going to midnight. Fucking pay the fine, man.
We did like a Q&A and then a game with the people in the crowd.
That was a little terrifying.
Yeah, so that all went well, right?
Were you terrified when Jen decided to get up on stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not planned,
That
was it?
was not planned.
Yeah, so Jen starts like fucking screaming in the crowd, comes on stage, starts answering questions. And
She didn't come on uninvited though. You did invite her.
yeah, I'd had a few drinks in interval, so like I'd loosened up a lot. I was like, I've done my bit now. So she came on stage, answered one question, which was, "Are you going to start an OnlyFans?" At that point, I thought, this is fucking awkward.
Yeah.
Let's get her back off stage as fast as possible and continue with the show.
She asked Adam one question about orgasms,
Yeah, that was nice.
which was unusual.
The people wondering why there's like probably a slight thickness to the atmosphere when she's on here is because I think she's going to do something like that, like get up on stage in front of 500 people and say, "Adam, do you orgasm better with your socks on or without?"
Yeah, that was.
Which I actually said to her, like, you thought it was a good idea to ask me that question in front of 500 people. I'd rather you didn't ask me that question. Period.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's why Jen will never appear on the podcast on a live show ever again. But no, I think it went really well.
The second half, we did the quiz. We got 2 people up from the audience.
Yeah.
And it was an absolute landslide. I think we were hoping to drag that section out.
Yeah.
And it ended in 5 minutes because.
Yeah, it was the lady
one
called
person got them all right.
Cassie, I believe, and I forget what the guy was called.
Yeah, I thought it was like something from a sketch show though, because he came out decked up in all the attire, like Beard Meets Food t-shirt, hat, and didn't know. In his defense, why would he know? But like he didn't know much about me. And the other lady knew more about me than I know about me, which was a little terrifying. But she did very well in getting most of the questions, even some of the hard. We put some hard ones in there, right, to kind of make it difficult. But even the hard ones, she's just acing straight away.
And
so
we
she must be
pre-recorded,
dedicated.
so they had buzzers. So we pre-recorded the sound bites for them.
Yeah.
Before the show, and one of them, hers was "fuck mushrooms," like you said, fuck mushrooms.
So we had like, "Who's gonna?" And the other one was like, "Fuck mushrooms." Like just kind of kept ringing out through the
Just
theatre.
like every 5 seconds, "fuck mushrooms, fuck mushrooms."
Yeah, I mean, it was a learning curve, wasn't it? Like, but it went really well. I think there's a possibility that we might try to do it later in the year again. Maybe that's
So we can lose another £1,000?
That's a firm maybe. Yeah, if I can acknowledge some Beard Meets Food Reddit. So one of the comments on Reddit said something like, Josh has moved into a bigger house, so must need the money. That was like, for the live show thing.
Which is a statement of fact.
I do need
and
money.
a growing family.
I think a lot of people online thinks that my only source of income is you.
They're not far wrong.
They're a long way off. We should do. It's almost like a. We should meet in minutes, and we should like show the books, show the accounts. So
Let's maybe not do that.
So I actually got this statement from.
Especially since you take off your payment in fucking cash. And don't tell the tax man.
So I got the statement from Live Nation yesterday. So it was, I think we got paid 4,350 quid. That was what we got paid to do the show, right?
Oh no.
I
know the venue was more than that.
The cost of production was, I think, 4,500. So we're £200 in the hole straight off the bat. Cool. Then we've got cost of production from what we produced, so days and days of editing. We've got 4 hotel rooms for the night,
please stop.
Which will have been 500 or 600 more quid. We had 200 quid cash prizes, and there was something else. So we're easily over £1,000 in the hole for doing the show. So just for whoever commented on Reddit who thinks that I'm there trying to make money out of it, suck my ass. What's the next topic?
So we're not taking it on tour then, or we are taking it on tour? What's the verdict there?
I'm not sure I can afford to lose.
Is it affordable to take on tour?
I think it would be affordable if you did bigger venues, but it's not like you're not going to retire off it. Do you know what I mean? But the idea of it, in my head, was give Adam an opportunity to sit in front of his audience and give people a night of like, let's look at where he started from, because there were like some aspiring creators in the audience, and it was really nice to look back at like literally day one through to today, to go from 0 to nearly 5 million subscribers, 0 to nearly 2 billion views, and look at the progression. Probably a bit more awkward for Adam because he lived it, but for everybody else it's entertaining, you know. So I think there is an appetite for it, but we'll see. Who knows? We'll see if Live Nation want to back it again, and see if they can actually make it where we don't lose money.
Well, it sold well, and I think the people that did buy a ticket enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And got bang for the buck.
And we said we'd do another live show, so we've done it now, haven't we? So that at least if
half the people not half the people, but a lot of the people that we saw kind of lingering around afterwards and whatnot said they'd come to the same show at a different venue. Yeah. I was like, what, the same show?
We'll definitely, if we were to do it again, we will change it ever so slightly and adapt it so that each show can be slightly different, just for our own.
I mean, the
sanity.
second half was quite sort of like
that's loose, isn't it?
Anyway,
yeah, that's loose. But like the first act, you could change that a bit so that it doesn't get the same old for Adam. And if I might get somebody else in to host it. I reckon Philip Schofield's going cheap, so.
Yeah.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Sorry to interrupt this episode. I just want to take a quick moment to tell you about our Patreon. As you know, we don't take on any old sponsorships around here. In fact, we've only done 2 in the last 2 years. That's why we need Patreon. That's where you guys come in. Each week we do a Patreon-only episode. Fancy going to watch Kung Fu Panda 4? Yeah.
I'd just call you for that, dickhead.
I'm not shagging you. Anyway, George, as well as behind-the-scenes content from all our trips abroad, all the antics, and all the stuff that we've frankly can't post on YouTube. There's a great community being built, and the money generated helps keep this sinking ship afloat. If not, George is going to have to go back to selling his ass for money. You get early access to every episode, and there's a Patreon-only episode with every podcast. Not only that, there's almost a year's worth of behind-the-scenes content for you to catch up on, and you can see all the antics that goes on whilst we're abroad. And you can ask us questions on our Patreon-only Q&As. All this for less than the price of a pint. Thanks as always for the support. Now back to the episode.
So how was your skiing trip, Josh? That was why you were away last week.
It was terrifying. Turns
Have you
out,
been skiing before?
No?
You didn't ski, did you? Snowboarded?
I snowboarded, yeah. First slope went down with a red slope, which turns out was fucking scary.
What are the slopes?
I don't know what the hierarchy of.
So it goes
danger
green,
is.
which is basically flat.
So that's like beginner level.
Yeah, blue.
Intermediate.
And then red, and then black.
So black's like.
Black's like.
Black diamond skiing.
If you want to die, look at a black slope.
Okay.
I honestly, it's mind blowing that this is even a popular sport.
So Adam, next time you go skiing, black slope.
I got to
It's so cold out there.
I got to the top of the first mountain and thought, Adam would never fucking do this. And then I also thought, why?
I'd never do it.
Yeah.
That must have been scary.
Well, then I thought, why the fuck am I doing this? So I went down a red slope, survived it, fell a couple of times, but I were all right. But there were one part during the day, I wanted to go delve too deep into like the whole ski trip. But we basically went up to this mountain because we had to go up a mountain to come back down another mountain to get back to where we were staying, which is a place called Marybelle. And basically there were two lifts. One lift wasn't working, one lift was working. So we went up the top of a mountain and we had to then ski from the top, like the peak of the mountain of one side and go down a little bit to come down the other side of that mountain. And I got to the top and it was probably as wide as, let's say it was 5 meters wide, was this little run to get to the actual slope. And it was just a sheer cliff face off it on the left-hand side. And I got up there and completely, like, I have not been that scared in my adult life ever.
Yeah.
And I've been on ships that have set on fire, that have started flooding. Like, nothing compared to how scared I was.
Are you confident snowboarding though, or is it a fairly new thing for you?
No, I was confident until that. Yeah. Because so skiers can just like point the skis forward and just fucking go. Yeah. Snowboarders have to go left to right. So then you're forced to go to the edge. But if you fucking toe in, or like you are dead as fuck, mate. You are going off the edge of the cliff.
Not dead as fuck. Dead as fuck.
You are like fucking. There's no chance of survival. And then after that, so I managed to get through that, and I managed to get down this slope. But there were bodies everywhere. So people were getting injured.
Dead bodies.
People were getting injured left, right, and centre. Skiers, snowboarders, top of mountains. And do you know how they get people off? Some random ambulance paramedic skier will come to the top of the mountain, come and find the injured person, strap them to this like sledge basically, and strap them in, like the neck strap, and then you will go head first, laid on your back, down the mountain, attached to this like professional skier to get you down the mountain. So,
but they're on a wedge though. Paramedic that is really good at skiing.
Apparently, it costs a fortune to get yourself pulled off the mountain. That's why you need like good travel insurance.
Costs you a fortune to get pulled off on the mountain.
Yeah.
Was that a different chalet? You said people were getting pissed. Like there was like bars all the way down the mountain. Yeah. So people are just drunk skiing all day.
Yeah, they call it.
Vegas, it's free there.
I think it's called après, where like they have après, where they have drinks on the mountain, which is again it's fucking mental because it's so dangerous. Yet people are just getting like 11 o'clock and just nailing bottles of wine and just fucking up and down mountains, and it's just a bonkers.
Yeah, I'm never going skiing.
Maybe that's why they get pissed, because that calms the nerves.
Maybe.
Certainly it'll make it hurt less when you fall, I suppose.
Yeah.
I completely got in my own head about it at that point that I was like, this is fucking mental. And then I'm like, we've got a live show in 3 days. Why the fuck am I here? If I break my shit, we are double fucked. Then we've got to go to Belgium the day after the live show. So I just like started to fucking unravel like.
Couldn't you just walked?
No.
It's taking you a long time, but like if you're really scared.
No. I knocked some lady over. She called me a cunt in French, or the French accent. Like, right, le cunt. I don't know. It was just one of those things, and it's fucking well hard as well. I thought it'd be like a bit of a jolly, like a nice relaxing trip. It's an absolute workout.
So did you enjoy it, or did you not enjoy it?
I don't think I enjoyed it.
He said he's not going again.
I don't think I enjoyed it. If I were to go again, I'd need to learn how to ski because everybody else was skiing and I was snowboarding, so it's way slower. I fell on a fucking green slope because I wasn't paying attention and bounced my head off the floor. So like I think I had concussion.
I love though how your first thought was, if I fucking seriously hurt myself or die here, you're thinking about the podcast live show in Belgium, not the 2 children you've got.
Not your wife and family.
I didn't think I was going to die. I just thought like it's going to have a significant impact on my.
You didn't think you'd die as fuck?
Ability to work. At that point, like it was just death was going to be the only option. At the top of that slope, it was terrifying. So,
did everybody else you went with, did they do all right, or did anybody get injured?
No, everyone survived. One of the lads I went with, Liam, he is like a crackhead for the slopes, so he was like waiting for fucking slopes to open on the morning, and he was doing like 25, 30 miles of skiing a day. I did day one, I did 21 miles of snowboarding. And then after that, like, you boys can fuck off.
That sounds impressive, but presumably it's all downhill, so how impressive is it,
I think it's still hard work.
I'm sure it is. I mean, I've never done it, never intended to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, if I went on a skiing all day, just be in the lodge, like drinking hot chocolates all the time.
I'll try to find you this video. So there was on one of the valleys, there was a airport with a runway, and it was like James Bond, mate. It were on the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
Fill in, to like skip past this. Let me get the video and show Adam. It's fucking nuts. Can you see that airplane coming into land?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the slope is the actual runway is on a hill, so it comes up the hill. I zoom out. So like that's just like an edge of a mountain. But it wouldn't. It like proper James Bond shit.
Yeah, stuff like like a James Bond villain would have like his lair there, and that would be his private runway.
And there were a bar just here, so airport's just there. There were a bar just there, and
You seem to have a lot of videos of me on there.
what's this one?
Adam, there's some nice quotes for you there. Live, laugh, love. As long as you back yourself.
This was just
your
Spotlight
game.
show.
What you're not changing, you're choosing. Motivation for tonight's show, mate.
They're like an affirmation wall in this fucking hotel, man. I just want to tear them all down. Get a hose, just.
And that's that, mate.
That's that.
That's that.
We've been busy.
We survived. We survived the whole thing.
We
Somehow.
actually had talking points this week.
Yeah, admittedly quite weak ones, but still, I've established, if nothing else, that I won't be going skiing anytime soon, or snowboarding, or anything like winter related, really.
Yeah, it's not your. That ain't your.
It
were beautiful.
I'd be like tobogganing. I think that'd be my thing.
It were beautiful. It were like scenic. The scenery was absolutely stunning.
I can imagine, yeah. Mountains.
And one thing I didn't expect as well was last point. When you're going up the mountains on the ski lifts, because there's so much snow underneath you, the silence is deafening, mate. It's like it's almost like being in a soundproof booth. You know, it's like too much.
Apart from people talking to each other,
Yeah,
presumably. On the
but you
lift.
could hear a fucking mouse fart in woods. You know what I mean? It was that quiet.
Yeah. The ski lift makes me just think of that movie. I forget what it's called. Frozen. Is it called Frozen? I know it's a Disney movie, but you know one where two people get stranded on a ski lift, and the whole film is like how they get off the ski lift.
No.
Yeah. It's got the guy that was like, I think he was Iceman in like the X-Men franchise. He's probably been in a couple of other things too. But they get just stranded up this lift, and spoiler alert, after many hours, he decides to jump off the lift, breaks his legs, and gets eaten alive by wolves. So.
Nice happy ending.
Yeah. I'd have been off like after 40 minutes. I'd been like, fuck this shit. If I'm right, imagine me being next to you for like an hour, just talking to a ski lift.
Off.
Yeah, well, you didn't need to throw. I'd have just been jumping off. You know what I mean?
Have you seen?
Mate, you wouldn't. You'd
You'd be talking to me about filming fucking forklift trucks, and I'm like, right, we're not getting off here. Boom, I'll take it. At least I don't have to do leg day again ever in my life. Boom, legs shatter up into my pelvis. If any wolves come by,
I was going to say, have you seen, I can't remember what the film's called, but there's these two girls who decide to climb this like really tall
Oh, yeah, I've
tower.
seen that. Is it called The Tower or something like that?
Yeah, it might be, yeah.
Something like that. I know
What
what
did
you
you
mean.
think of that?
It's an interesting concept. It's cheap to film.
Yeah.
You've got this one location. Yeah, but there's a twist, isn't there, or something like? I won't share it. But there's
spoilers if you haven't watched that. She goes up with a mate, and they kind of get separated. So she's at the very top of the tower, and the ladder breaks, so her mate can't get up to it, and she can't get down. And it turns out like her mate died.
Yeah.
Fucking
halfway through the film,
years ago, or something like that.
Yeah,
but she's like hallucinating her.
She's still picturing it. It was alright. It's a decent concept. I've seen worse films. I watched The Sound of Freedom last night, actually. You know, Jim Caviezel, that thing about child trafficking, which is a bit of a letdown. I was telling you about it.
All right. I've spent a lot of time with you, mate.
I mean, I didn't tell you I watched it. I told you I intended to watch it. It was like a movie about like child trafficking, which naturally is quite heavy subject matter. Oh, yeah. But the best thing the film does is really draw attention to that. I wouldn't say it's not a good film. Okay. Really, it's a bit clumsy, and I don't think it really knows how to represent the subject matter that well. But I thought it was going to be a bit more maybe kind of Taken-y. You know, he doesn't really do much fighting. But I think that's because it's Jim Caviezel who's I don't know if that's how you say his name, but he's like a devout Christian, so I think he doesn't like doing like gratuitous violence in films.
Is this that one where you said it were like the guy that took over, made it his like life mission, who were former military?
Yeah. Well, actually, I had the sell of the film is it's based on a true story, and it's about this guy called Tim Ballard, I think, and he was like ex-military, or he's in some type of kind of military role, and he used to catch paedophiles, or pedophiles, as I say in the film, because it's in America, and he's kind of tormented by the fact that although he can get them, he can't save the kids because they're trafficked to different countries, so he decides he's going to try and get them back, you know, and does so successfully. One particular instance in the film, it's this family that you kind of follow from the start. It is undermined somewhat by the fact that I think, from what I read, Tim Ballard was then kind of he was accused of sexual assault or sexual misconduct. Should I get that right? In the charity that he set up. Ultimately, the film is good in intention, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. That's my movie review of the week.
Did the lady get down from the tower? Fucking must have been a shite film.
She does survive.
I think she does, yeah.
How did she get down? She's like Spider-Man.
Can't remember if it's like a helicopter comes to get her or something like that.
Shit like that. It's like the Lord of the Rings eagle. Yeah, you haven't seen it. Eagles at the end. Magical eagles turn up and save her. I don't know. It was a dog shit film, but it was for a low budget film. It was all right.
Adam and I finally agreed on a film. We need to make this public to the audience. I turned in the car and we were on about good films to watch, and I turned to Josh and said, "Have you seen that one with Jake Gyllenhaal in where he's the copper in Los Angeles?" And Adam's ears pricked up and he went, "End of watch."
Motherfucker, you like good films? Yeah, tell me more. Yeah, we can have a conversation now. Yeah, End of Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal and oh man, I forget the guy's name. But yeah, apparently Josh likes that film. But I realised he's just got a bit of a thing for Jake Gyllenhaal, so he'll watch anything with him in it. And naturally, he does quite a lot of good films. So.
Yeah, like Jake. I think if there's a Jake Gyllenhaal film, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy, that's probably it. Them three, if they're in a film, I'll watch it.
Are they in a film together, all three of them?
No.
The two of them are in one.
Yeah.
In Inception.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy and DiCaprio. Don't know if we could figure
Admittedly,
out.
Jake Gyllenhaal's worst film is that one with Conor McGregor in, the Roadhouse remake.
Oh, yeah.
I got,
in this defence, he's not that bad in it.
I got made to watch Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal in the other day. Wasn't a big fan, not gonna lie.
I thought it was a decent film. It's not kind of
I think
amazing, but
I think most films where there's like a protagonist, you're supposed to like them, to care about them, and I just did not like his character. I thought, like, I don't know, he didn't have everything coming to him, but it was just a thing of like, I don't want you to turn it around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck you, mate.
Fuck you.
yeah.
All right, we should play the big fact hunt.
Well, let's go.
Wait, you might be in luck because Jen might be doing the producing next week. George will be.
Yeah, there might be
bank of rights, Governor. Yeah. Locked up in jail.
Right, who wants first question this week?
George will be all right. There'll be a squeeze between the bars. I'll take the first one.
Okay. What is the name of the 1976 film about the Watergate scandal, starring Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman?
I don't know. I'll know when you tell me that.
No guesses now?
No.
It was All the President's Men.
Yeah.
Well, how was this like landing at the minute? Where are we at?
You're right. Both in the middle.
Dead centre, yeah.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
You're both very safe.
You'd be stretching away here though when he asks you, what the name of the 4 Teletubbies are or something like that.
What year?
I don't know. That's that.
What year, Josh, did Margaret Thatcher die?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think. So I was in the Falklands for the 30th anniversary of the war that she was the one.
Oh, were you in the Navy?
So that was 2012. And I'm pretty sure it was close to when that was. I feel like it wasn't. I can't remember what month I were in fucking Falklands. It was either 2012 or
month, just the year.
2013. It was one of them 2 years. I think it was after I got back off ship, so I'm going to say 2013. Yeah. I don't think it was the year that it was the 30th anniversary.
I think that's way too early. I mean, like, he's locked in now, but can I have a guess?
Have a guess.
Was it 2020? Maybe I'm too late there.
Josh was right. It was 2013.
Fucking hell, fire. I'm impressed, man.
2020.
I knew it was close to. I would never have known that if I wasn't in the Falklands for the 30th anniversary.
So some kind of time dilations happened there. I don't know. I thought it was way like more recent than that.
Falklands is a mad place, you know. It literally is like you fly for 24 hours and you might as well land up fucking malls on Manchester where you go over the tops. It literally looks like that. Nothing can grow there. All trees grow like
no rain, no rivers flow.
Bushes that go sideways. You can have like every season in a day. It can be snowing, raining, sunny, hurricane, all within 24 hours. The most depressed person.
Why do people want to fight over it then?
It's a key strategic area for and people died there. But the person that I've ever seen more depressed than Adam is the poor RAF lads that work on Mount Pleasant Airfield, taking people.
Is it an ironic name then? Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, there's a shuttle bus that takes you around the base, and there's some poor RAF lad that has to sit on that bus and drive it around fucking all day so that people can get about. And they look more depressed than you've ever looked, mate.
Yeah. Feel sorry for him.
Grim part of the world.
Should we do Beard's Challenge Rewind?
Why not? You asked that question rhetorically. I can't say no. No, I'd rather not do it. We pass, please.
You've done a scrambled eggs challenge. What the fuck went out this weekend?
What?
Didn't a scrambled egg video go out this weekend?
Scrambled egg?
Or like an omelette?
Omelette?
Yeah, same thing, isn't it?
No. Sadly, that place is closed now. I learned yesterday.
When did you do the video?
Not even that long ago. It was January. So it went up pretty quickly. Not in time to save them, though.
Yeah, if you'd put it up earlier, you could have saved their beers.
Maybe not. I think we're probably overstating my influence there, but it certainly could have helped a little bit. But don't know why. Maybe they just sold it. I don't know. Sad that, though. Although, last person to do it. You know, some kind of prestige in that. Sorry, George. Go ahead.
Well, it's not scrambled egg I've picked out for you this week.
Oh, right, okay.
The first one is beaten only 3 times in 14 years, All South's £10 pancake challenge.
Oh, fuck yeah, I remember that one. Excuse my French.
That's that clip demonetized.
Just beep it out.
Yeah, that was it's in Texas. Where is it?
Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, yeah, near Dallas. Yeah, that's it's just massive, you know, man. That's another one of those that's like grown over the years because the people have done that and I've seen pictures of the people that did it. So going into it, I was like, I've got this, no problem. And it came out a little bit. It was funny, I think, in the intro, the guy's like, yeah, it's like £6. And then like, somebody else would be like, yeah, it's £7. And somebody else came, oh, yeah, it's like £10. I'm like, fuck, this shit's growing. So it was hard. The pancakes were kind of different. They have like a slightly yellow hue to them. So I assume they used corn flour or
I thought that was just a
something.
bad colour grade, mate. I thought that.
No, legit. I mean, it is a bad colour grade. But like the pancakes they have a slightly kind of yellow hue to them, which they're kind of more cakey, almost like a cornbread style consistency to them, but they're just massive, man. It's just a lot. I mean, like pancakes are always hard for me to get through anyway. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the monotony or the texture or a combination of both, but that one was one that, I lost, and I keep thinking I should maybe go back and do that one day.
Lost it.
I recall watching this when it came out.
I mean, look at this fucking size. It's the size of my torso.
As he starts eating these, they seem to like breed at the beginning. Like you were eating, and then they just keep getting bigger. It just keeps expanding.
Yeah, they do seem to proliferate somewhat as I start, because I mash it up and I'm like, it's not working now. But it was like, actually, it looks quite nice, that video, I think.
Yeah, it's a good effort, mate.
It's got the old dodgy kind of table cam thing going on, the wide angle, which I don't bother with anymore. But yeah, it was hard. I'd go back and try that one again, I think, because it was a fun little spot. And yeah, I think, I don't know if I could do it, but I get the feeling if I went back, it'd come out and it'd probably be... It could be a completely different size, and then people would be like, "Well, it's not the same thing," you know, and whatnot. But it was, it was tough. That tasted good though.
What was the bit in the intro? To rewind it for him, Josh.
So I didn't film it, but I got second place at the World Tamale Champs, and $1,000 for my troubles. Not bad for 10 minutes work.
Oh, it's because I had won. I'd won some money. Was like
1,000 tamale eating contest.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be funny to show that like I'd won. I came second, won $1,000 the payout, and I was I could have won like 3. It was like 4. I think 4 or 5 tamales off winning that. So, yeah, I just thought it'd be funny. Just because I had mentioned tamales in the previous episode, but did not film the tamale contest because they're boring to watch. So I just thought it'd be interesting for people that watch every week they might have been thinking, how do you do? So I just put it in the intro to the next one, like, I won. I mean, I didn't win. I come second. I won some money.
How does that rate on the beard scale then?
I suppose it's got to be 10, hasn't it? Insofar as like I lost.
That's the first 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's really hard. That, man. Like like I said, the problem is with that uniformity. Like I don't know if it comes out of that every time. But if it comes out of that every time, that's 10. You know, you're gonna have to. I had quite a lot left, I think, as well. I don't think I got close. It wasn't like a few mouthfuls left. There was a decent amount left, you know.
Well, the next one I picked out for you is This €140 barbecue challenge in Finland has
that
only
was
been beaten once.
Fucking yummy, that man. At Miller's Barbecue.
Another clip demonetised.
Okay, happy to demonetize it.
Happy to demonetize it.
Yeah, do a bit of vlogging here at the start. Yeah, it's a place in I think it's Joensuu, if I remember. And I picked up a good mate of mine, Jesse, who maybe we'll get him on the podcast if you want. He's like a Finnish strongman. He's going to be in England, I think, in April.
Oh yeah, sound.
He's a super nice guy, and he went with me for that. But it's like a barbecue challenge, which is one of my favorite things to do. You know, like obviously it's in Finland, so like what you're really looking for is Finnish cuisine, but if you get a food challenge, it's probably going to be an American style restaurant, right? And they have this barbecue challenge, and the meat is so good. You know, it's one of the most delicious, if not the most delicious barbecue it's certainly the most delicious barbecue I've had outside America.
Yeah.
And it's a tough challenge, but again, it's the variety which makes it. I think like Jesse had the record, so I think part of the video is me kind of joking with him that I'm going to beat the record, and so I just do it very slightly or whatever. But I didn't want him to like pound me into the ground because he's a huge guy. I met his girlfriend actually. You remember me telling you on that trip, like his girlfriend like is crazy strong. She was like laughing at me because I was saying like she's like, what's your max squat? And back then I don't know, I was like maybe like 140, and I'd probably cripple myself for one rep, and she's laughing. She's doing like 160 for like 8. And I'm like, oh shit. These cats, they're a different breed out there, man. They're all like Vikings, you know what I mean? Yeah, they eat babies, I think, for breakfast.
How hard was that one then on the beard scale?
Hard to say because it's so good. It's still a lot of volume. Maybe like 7. Most people aren't gonna be able to do it. Like you couldn't do it. So that's kind of like in my head there's a waypoint.
I'm like the data for some reason.
Yeah, it's 6 or 7. Like it's not brutally large, but like it's still most people aren't going to be able to do that.
We had to. There's no spoilers really because it could be any challenge, but we had to complete one of the challenges on the trip recently as part of the fun of it. Between me, Josh, and Tom. Tom eats like a field mouse, so I ate 50% of the challenge, and then
steady. I don't know if it's 50.
We
you ate the most.
We did VAR, mate. We VAR.
I know. I was the VAR. I was the 5th official, but I don't know about 50. But you did it certainly eat the most.
And then Josh maybe did like more, and then Tom had a couple of chips.
But the fact is that between 3 of them, 3 decent eaters, like Tom and Josh are fucking like they eat all day long.
The other Josh.
Sorry, not this Josh. Yeah. And between 3 of them, they were like
they eat all day long, but they eat porridge, cereal.
They eat shit, mate. Fucking every morning. Tom had like Cocoa Pops. It's like Tom to come down, have Cocoa Pops. Just like absolute dog shit food. You're like, lads, I need to start losing a bit of weight. You're like,
the funniest part for me was Josh blew because one day we ate a lot of food, didn't we? Like one day,
yes,
because we went out for this meal after we had filmed, and Josh was like, "Oh, I'm so full. I need a shit or something. Like I can't breathe, lads." And then he wakes up. About 6 hours later, we're down at breakfast. He comes down, he's got a mountain of fucking eggs, like 6 sausages. I'm like, "You still full?" He's like, "Yeah, pretty full." Noshing on this massive breakfast. And then he's like, "Oh, God, I'm full again." I'm like, "Just chill out, stop eating."
Yeah. Just graze.
Yeah, but...
They need to stop grazing, them too.
Well, I feel like one day they come in and they're like trying to eat properly, and then the next day they come in and they just get fucking takeaway.
Yeah, mate, the ADHD is strong in them too. Like, they are fucking all over the place. Are we doing this last one or are we done?
We'll finish on Fesspit if you want.
All right, sick.
We're running out of time. Okay, so the first one this week. A company sent us a remote control car and said they would send us the remote if we had a 30-minute call with them to discuss their services. We bought a remote for £10 on eBay instead.
Ooh. I mean, a remote control car's that expensive?
I think so.
It's like a worthwhile...
What, so they bought the product and then got sent half the product?
Yeah. So they bought the car and then they didn't send the remote, and they said, "Oh, we'll send the remote if you have a 30-minute call where we can discuss with you our other services and try and offer you more things to buy." So I'm like, fuck that. Just buy one online for £10.
What other services could they've had if they sell remote control toy cars? Weird. All right, well, I mean, congratulations.
Next one. just set a few wind-up egg timers to go off in 30 minutes and left B&M.
That's something I do. That
You can do that in people's houses as well. Like
That's stuff that you do when you're just bored, nothing to do. I've fucking got a B&M, set a full of egg timers.
No, you'd never see me in a B&M.
if you're in somebody's house, just say, Alexa, set alarm for midnight. You know,
That's why everything that's where I am is analog. You can't do that. Yeah. There is no Alexa at my house.
Have you seen the one where someone has like an alarm on their Alexa, so that if someone comes into the room, it's like, I don't know if they have like sensors or something like that. They can sense someone's there. And it sets off this alarm, so it starts playing All Star by Smash Mouth, lights the room up in green, and goes, "This is my swamp."
that's quality.
Is that a Shrek thing?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure the reference is the right one.
All right, and last one. Every year, me and a couple of friends come up with our own death lists, each predicting 5 celebs who will cark it this year. A recent bonus category is 5 celebs who will be cancelled.
That's a good idea.
We used to have one of those at college.
Pass
I think.
it over to you.
Beard beats food.
I could be on both of those lists. Yeah, we used to have one of those at college where we put in like a quid each or something to see who's gonna die. I used to have this theory as well. Like whenever I went on a holiday when I was a kid, like someone would die. Like every time I went, which is not statistically that improbable, but I kind of felt like every time I went on a holiday in the summer or whatever, somebody really famous would die. I remember Steve Irwin dying when I was on holiday. Yeah.
Speaking of dying, right, last topic of the podcast. Have you seen how many planes have fallen out of the sky recently? Like
I've seen how many have crashed.
You take the piss out of me and Josh for not being particularly good flyers.
No,
you see that
terrible flyers. It's hilarious. It's the only good thing about flying with you.
I swear, did you see that Delta Airlines one that landed in Canada
I did, yeah.
this last week? And it barrel rolled down the...
Well, it was just coming in clearly too quickly, wasn't it? And it collapsed the landing gear and just exploded. Not that's funny. I'm just saying that, like.
I mean, I don't think anybody died, but like.
Oh, didn't they?
No, like everybody got off. This footage, this like GoPro footage of somebody climbing. I thought it was like an AI generated video. That was the first one that I saw on social media, where somebody's climbing out of this fuselage, or whatever you would call it. And I'm like, this isn't real.
Fuselage.
This is not real. And then there's outside footage of this Delta plane upside down on a snow-filled runway. And then there's now footage of the plane coming in. And you're like, how fucking terrified is it? Because fair play they survived. Because if you were in that crash, you would automatically
if I see fire,
I
think that's people have died.
That's curtains, innit?
Yeah. But I mean, like, I don't get like people that you're far more likely to die on the road than you are in a plane. So like it confuses me when people like there's you and you're not as bad as Josh Blewett, but like the two of you are scared of flying.
But I think in your head, I think you think, I have a bit of a knock on road, I'll be all right. But the chance of being all right from a plane having a bit of a knock.
Yeah, but how many times do you go down, say, a single track national speed limit road, 60 miles an hour, people going in opposite directions? It's very likely. All it takes is like somebody to take your eye off the ball, go straight into you and kill you. Whereas in a plane, like a lot of things got to go wrong. They can like glide. There's a lot. I mean, like if you think about how many flights there are per day, it might be the case that you've seen 3 plane crashes this year, but of how many millions of flights, you know? So, and also I think like if I'm going to die on a plane, the likelihood it's going to be very quick. But apart from the fall, that gives me time to make peace with my makers. Oh shit, like I shouldn't have done this wrong. Like I hope my family are all right or whatever, and then just go straight in the floor and just be evaporated in the dust, you know.
Did you see the one where they're actually filming in the plane as it's going down and it lands in the sea?
No,
there's another video out there.
What, recently?
That I saw, yeah.
I can't deal with all these.
I don't know if it is recent, but the video I saw recently, yeah.
Did they all die?
No, they all survived. They got out and they're in the water with the life jackets on and stuff like that.
That'd be like the Hudson thing, okay. Right? Sully.
But
yeah.
It just looks fucking frightening when they're filming out the window and you can just see the water getting closer and closer. And you just think you're just in the middle of the fucking
I'd be
ocean.
thinking, my camera's going to get wet. I've got all my footage on that. Get up.
When the sea temperature's like 0 degrees, your curtain's pretty sharpish in that.
I think luckily they weren't like right in the middle of the ocean or anything like that. They were close enough where they could be rescued.
I always think that like if you fly to west coast of America, obviously the trajectory of the plane has to be higher, so it travels seemingly further north.
Yeah.
And so you go over, you can see a bit of like Greenland or whatever, and you're like, it looks blue, it's got this blue haze to it, and it's just mountains, like icy mountains forever. I'm like, if you went down here, imagine that. Can't think of anything worse. Like if I'm going down there, I want to die. You know what I mean? If the plane's crashing, I want the plane to blow up. I don't want to like survive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to eat people.
Oh my god. Well, on that note, I think it's a good time to transfer over to Patreon to carry on the chaos. So thanks for everybody that listened and watched. Thanks for everybody that's listening that came to the live show. Really appreciate it. And
Yes.
yeah, man, we'll see you next week.